Okay, so Miss Komal, as like tomorrow like, we'll be celebrating Raksha Bandhan. Okay, so how this EMT help the siblings to come together and like how they are benefit?
Yeah. So I think one thing that I can think about right now is so we usually have these get-togethers nowadays, Raksha Bandhan get-together.
Hello everyone, welcome to Mehul Shah show Baaton Hi Baaton Mein. It's festival time, Raksha Bandhan special. On a special episode of Raksha Bandhan, I have a very special guest of honor on my talk show, my first young talent as a therapist. And secondly, I'll be celebrating a third birthday on my talk show of my special guest, that is Miss Komal Shah ma'am, my first young talent as a therapist. So welcome ma'am, welcome to my show. It's really an honor to have you.
Thank you so much, Mehul, for inviting me today to this show. It is an honor for me today to be here.
Welcome ma'am. Thank you so much for coming. Happy Raksha Bandhan and wishing you a happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Ms. Komal, as per our research, you are a Bharatanatyam expert from 2017
Yeah.
and you have trained around the 60 students. So ma'am, like what made you feel to start your next journey as a therapist?
Okay. So for me, as a dancer, I have always believed that dance has the power to, express emotions and tell stories. And for me personally, art and dance has always been very therapeutic. And I was very curious always to, explore more on this therapeutic aspect of art and dance and what is it. So that is how I began my journey as an expressive movement therapist.
Great journey ma'am, great thought, salute to you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ms. Komal, what is this EMT all about and who is it for?
EMT, that is expressive movement therapy, it is a body-based approach, therapeutic approach that helps individuals express emotions in various creative modalities. So EMT is based on the idea that our body, it holds various emotional experiences, and through movement we can access, explore and express these emotions. And EMT incorporates elements of psychotherapy along with dance, movement, music, drama, storytelling, art and various other creative modalities. And I think answering to your next question, who is EMT for? EMT is, I think I could say, for everyone, be it children with special needs like autism, ADHD, Down syndrome, SPD, or children facing some behavioral issues or developmental challenges, even adults and adolescents who are facing stress, anxiety, depression, trauma, or neurodivergent adults, or even individuals undergoing recovering from substance abuse or say various psychiatric illnesses. Even EMT nowadays is very helpful in corporate sectors as well,
Okay.
to help bond with each other, team bonding and teamwork and all of that. It also helps in parent-child connection and inner child healing, rediscovering yourself, connecting with yourself better. So I think I can conclude by saying that EMT is used in clinical as well as non-clinical setups in a variety of ways, and it can be used for anyone, everyone and everywhere. Yeah.
Great journey ma'am.
Thank you.
Great thought, great brief about this EMT. Okay, so Ms. Komal, can this EMT help the children?
Yeah, I think EMT is a very powerful tool to, that helps us to meet children in the language that they understand the best. That is through art, movement, creativity, imagination, play, rhythm. So often what happens, children, they are, they do not have probably adequate words or insight to express verbally what they are feeling from inside. And then this leads to at times some behavioral issues which we called as tantrums. But what how EMT comes into picture is that EMT helps these kids to express and externalize what they are feeling through various creative modalities like art or movement or drama. And I think EMT is also like, it works wonderfully to improve body awareness, emotional expression, and enhance fine motor, gross motor skills, imitation skills, spatial awareness. And it also helps to improve body confidence, self-esteem, and I think it works wonderfully with kids.
Great, ma'am. Okay, so Ms. Komal, just tell me, like, how can these parents use this EMT with their children when they're like crying or angry a lot?
So I think first what needs to be understood is, why is the child crying or getting angry? And most often when the child is crying or getting angry, there is an unmet need behind that behavior. And or it could be just an emotional overload, or the child is not able to regulate his feelings or emotions. So at this time, what usually caregivers do when the child is angry or crying, they would just bombard the kid with so many questions. Why are you crying? Stop crying. Don't be angry. Don't behave like that. Don't do this. Don't do that. All of this. The child at this moment is already dysregulated. And if the parents are not regulated enough, the child would be more dysregulated, would get more dysregulated if keep bombarding him with questions. At this time, I think what can be done is just the parent or the caregiver should be grounded, should be calm, should be regulated, and then the caregiver should try to co-regulate with the child. And I think this can be simply done by, say, gentle pats on the back, or just rocking gently with the child. This will help to regulate the child.
Great.
And once the child is regulated, you can try to understand the behavior, like why is this behavior happening, or what is the reason behind this behavior. So this way, I think just trying to understand the child, that why is that happening, would really help. And the parent should be very calm, very grounded.
Great, ma'am. Okay, so just tell me, like, can you share one simple EMT tips to help the kids to express their feeling without shouting or hitting?
Yeah. So why does a kid usually shout or hit? It is because they do not know how to express themselves. They do not know what's going inside them. So I think parents can start with just incorporating awareness of the body, say body awareness or emotional awareness in the kids. And this can be simply done with in a very playful manner, like emotional charades. The way we have dumb charades, similar to that we have emotional charades, wherein the caregiver or the parent can connect with the child, play with the child emotional charades. They can enact various emotions together, and then a discussion or a conversation can be led with the child, that when did you last experience this emotion, how did you deal with it, how did your body feel that time. The kid could probably say that when I was angry last time, my fists were like, I had to tighten my fist, or when I was nervous, I could feel butterflies in my stomach. So this, by doing this, there is a lot of emotional awareness and bodily awareness that the kid learns. And then the parent can probably give examples that when I am angry, I do this. So teaching the kids appropriate and inappropriate ways of expressing aggression or aggressive behaviors can, I think, really help, and the parent can act as a role model for the child. One more simple thing that can be done is probably through art. You can just tell the child, or the parent can also sit together with the child and just draw, how are we feeling right now, let's draw how are we feeling right now. So kids who find it difficult to verbalize their emotions, they'll be through drawing and through art, they'll be able to open up what are they feeling actually. And so I think these two tips would really help.
मैम ग्रेट जर्नी, लाइक मैम बहुत रिसर्च किया आपने इस पे EMT पे.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, ma'am. So just tell me one thing. Can you share one case study where the parent and child came to you with their problems, and like how did you solve?
Yeah. So I was working in a school, and there was this one child, fourth, fifth standard, and he was very, very aggressive. Would just end up fighting with everyone, hitting everyone. A lot of use of abusive language. One simple intervention that I introduced with him was storytelling. So storytelling, I just created and customized a story for him, wherein a cartoon character that he likes was the main character of the story, and that cartoon character is now feeling or undergoing any difficult emotion, and he is not able to verbalize. So how did that cartoon character navigate through the situation or deal with these emotions? So here in this case, the cartoon character would act as a role model for the child. And so later on, during the end of the sessions, I also introduced story making. So the child, this was the first part wherein the cartoon character was the main character, and now in the second part, the child himself is the main character of his own story. Now he has to create a story, a storybook, where he is the main character, and he is facing certain difficult emotions. And now how can he come out of those difficult emotions, or how does he deal with certain situations, or how does he express these difficult emotions? So we did all of these through the concept, through the element of storytelling, and I think it has worked wonderfully with this particular child.
Great, ma'am. Okay, so Miss Komal, as like tomorrow we'll be celebrating Raksha Bandhan.
Yeah.
Okay. So how this EMT help the siblings to come together, and like how they are benefited?
Yeah. So I think one thing that I can think about right now is, so we usually have these get-togethers nowadays, Raksha Bandhan get-together. So what siblings can do is, say a gesture, love gesture, wherein apart from tying Rakhi, what they can do is they can choreograph or create a short movement piece together, or a short gesture together for their sibling, wherein through that movement piece or gesture they can represent or symbolize their bond, their love, their past memories. And I think this, they can give this as a gift to their sibling, which the sibling would remember, I think, for lifelong, rather than getting those ready-made gifts. I think this concept of gifting would be, I think, very memorable. And even I think for cousins or youngsters, what can be done is they can create a movement piece or an act together, and just to like cherish the old memories, and to remember those old memories. And this is a great time to bond with everyone, to connect with each other, to know each other better. So yeah, these are some of the ways that you can celebrate Raksha Bandhan in an EMT way.
ये हमारे आज के यंग टैलेंट, देश की शान, मैम सैल्यूट टू यू.
Thank you.
Ma'am, my last question to you is,
Yeah.
I don't have any question to ask because I am like speechless. Okay, in this competitive world, parents are very busy from morning, say 9 to 9 or 8 to 10 in the evening, and they might give a time to their kids. So to this EMT, as per your expertise, what you suggest, how can they spend a little time with their kids so that the problems which have been faced by the kids, it might get reduced and they are also happy and all are happy? What can you say in this? This is my last question to you.
Okay. So I think what is most important is quality time rather than quantity time. And I would suggest that all the caregivers and parents should give undivided and emotionally present attention or time to their kid. So which means that just put away your phones, laptops, works, just 15 minutes a day. I think every parent can just spend 15 minutes for the children. So in this 15 minutes, just try to go at the child's eye level. try to connect with him or her, and ask the child what do they want to do in this 15 minute of time, and let them lead the conversation, let them lead the activity. And I think try to enter the child's world with full curiosity and zero judgment. That is very important. And in this 15 minute, try to connect with the child rather than correcting the child. And parents can use these very simple prompts, say like, rather than asking the child how was your day, try to ask what made you happy today. The child would open up more. Or ask the child that was there anything that made you upset today, or what did you do throughout the day, or these simple questions that would help the child open up with you. Or you can just the parent and the child can have a time wherein they just do an artwork together, collaborative artwork, wherein you draw how your entire day was, the child draws how their entire day was, and then you can have a conversation with the child. The child would open up better and more through this artwork, or in a playful way, or just dance together to any of their favorite songs, or sing some rhymes together. I think this is a very good way to connect with the child, and I think every parent can spend 15 minutes for their child. It would be just like 15 minutes for you, but for the child it would be like the child would wait the entire day for that 15 minutes. And this emotional safety would anchor the child, and I think it is a core of resilience. The child would be very much emotionally strong when you try to connect with him non-judgmentally. That is what I could say for working parents. Yeah.
थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम, थैंक्स फॉर योर वैल्यूएबल टाइम। ये है आज के हमारे टैलेंट, आज के भारत की शान। ओके, सो मैम नाउ ऑडियंस, a very special gift from my production team, and I am celebrating a third birthday in Mehul Shah show Baaton Hi Baaton Mein. First was respected Usha Mani ma'am, second was Miss Tanazirani ma'am, and now my young talent Miss Komal Shah ma'am.
Thank you.
So ma'am, this is for you.
Thank
Wishing you happy birthday
Thank
and
you.
happy Raksha Bandhan ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
So guys, this is Mehul Shah. I don't want to close this episode because we will be coming soon with something next episode on some next talent which is most important of her life. Started from something, now she's a therapist. तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट एपिसोड में, तब तक आइए चलिए अभी केक खाते हैं। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you.
सो हाय गाइस, फाइनली बर्थडे टाइम, केक कटिंग। मैम प्लीज विद द ऑनर देते हैं।
Thank you.
हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू, हैप्पी बर्थडे डियर कोमल मैम, हैप्पी बर्थडे टू यू। गाइस, थर्ड बर्थडे इन मेहुल शाह शो बातों ही बातों में।
Thank you. Thank you.
एंड ऑडियंस, आप लोग के लिए भी लेट्स एंजॉय। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट एपिसोड में। थैंक यू सो मच।